Elevate versus Luminosity. The APAC El Classico, it would seem, heading into the 2025 season. We've already gotten it 3 times in the opening event. It went to Game 5, overtime even in Swiss, and then Game 5 in groups as well. And it felt like we were destined for the same in the grand finals from the minute that the playoff bracket was set. If it's your first time through, what up, what it do? I'm your boy Q, and this is our RLCS APAC Open 1 TLDW. Let's get down and do what it do. And if you managed to catch your boys' pick'ems heading into week number 2, I wasn't too bad, not too far off. 7 of the 8 playoff teams right. Some shifts in the positioning, sure. Basically what I'm saying is the group stages played out about exactly how you would have expected. I very obviously underrated Deku Bop Dum Num, the Finnish trio that made quite the splash coming into APAC.
And the Finns will be roaring in their VC. It was a tough game number 4. Deku Bob had to dig deep into their bag of tricks.
I had more faith in the 3 Rats, although they would still end up finishing top 4, along with Deku Bob Dum Num. Them with Elevate and LG were joined by Zerosec, Senza, Kinotrope, and Rounds in the playoffs. And something tells me it's going to be the LG and Elevate show in APAC, similar to how it was Game and Gladiators and Elevate in 2024. This split at least, it seems like it's going to be a race between LG and Elevate for Birmingham. As we saw the 2 teams concede just 2 games through the entirety of the tournament when they weren't playing one another. And both of those games were dropped by Elevate by a lone goal. So it shows that there's levels, as my boy Peeps would say, over for Luminosity. Not that your boy called it as LG's region for the taking, or anything. With that being said though, both LG and Elevate would win their upper bracket games to start their playoff runs, securing themselves top 4 while sending Zerosec and Deku Bop Dum Num, respectively, to their lower bracket quarterfinals. Ironically, lower bracket 1 gave us our longest series of the playoffs, 3 Rats taking down Senza in a series where they never had the series lead until they won game number 7, dropping the first 2 and then allowing Senza to get the match point after game number 5. But it was an overtime in game number 6 that sealed the fate for Senza.
Does play the 50 with Hello nicely, coming through again. It's a double commit, it's awkward on the back lines. Will they be able to find the goal? Yes! LCT into the top shelf. 3 Rats once again coming through in overtime to give us game number 7 in Series 1 of the day.
Anticlimactic overtime goal just 13 seconds in, and it would be off the Champions Field where it was a 5-1 beatdown by 3 Rats. Going into 2025, there were a lot of eyes on Realize and Kinotrope, a player who once sat at the top of the region. Could they regain? And while Kinotrope was able to make top 8, well, that was it. Ironically enough, they were literally just an overtime goal in game number 1 away from pulling off the sweep, but they just seemed to be built different. And then it was 3 straight L's, as Rounds would complete the comeback to move on to top 6. Rounds would end up getting swept by Deku Bop Dum Num to get the reward of an LG matchup in the semifinals, where LG would prove that they really were built differently, an absolute offensive assault. As LG's Blitzkrieg would lead the charge as they would be able to secure their spot in the grand finals, a team who hadn't lost to anyone but Elevate thus far. Elevate would be able to secure their spot in the final dance with a big 4-1 victory over 3 Rats, who had also swept their lower bracket quarterfinals games. And actually, 3 Rats would start Championship Sunday with 5, count them, 5 straight wins, a sweep of Zerosec, and then they would win game number 1 versus Elevate. But then it was business as usual for Tho, Aslan, and Maxiu, rattling off 4 straight. However, it was admittedly nowhere near as clean as I or others would have come to expect from the squad. They were even just a little bit nervous over on the Elevate team stream.
Yeah, they need to sort it out. I mean, the thing is though, if they're playing well today, then this is going to be a really good final. We heard the comms yesterday from Elevate. Yep, after they won a game. And I'm thinking the exact same comms have just came out after that game. If we play like this in the grand final, we're going to lose.
And for a 3rd time in APAC Open number 1, the table was set. Elevate on one side, Luminosity on the other. No best of 5s this time around. It's the grand finals, baby. You know how we do. Gotta win 4 to be crowned the champ. And game number 1 would go the same way game 1 did the other 2 times these teams squared off, with a shutout win for Elevate. But LG would quickly respond in game number 2 and be able to flex their offensive prowess. back and forth as the pendulum would swing through the rest of the series. I mean, keeping it within one much of those meat and potato games throughout the rest of the series. I mean, I told y'all this is what we could expect during the pick'ems, and it did not disappoint. It would be an overtime win by Luminosity in game number 5 that would give them their first series lead in the grand finals.
And now Tho going to try and challenge this one. Double commit from Ocelon and Tho.
Sphinx again.
Ball into the middle. Sphinx looking for the shot. Sphinx with the goal. Luminosity flip the script and elevate. I sat wondering how this happened.
And I had been saying going into Championship Sunday that if Luminosity wanted to come out on top, they'd have to avoid Champions Field. Elevate wrapped up both earlier series with back-to-back wins, but that was in best of 5s. This was the grand finals. And LG would start with a 2-goal lead in the opening 30 seconds of play. And just like Schoolhouse Rock taught me when I was younger, 3 is a magic number. 3rd time's a charm, as Luminosity would come out on top and be crowned champs. And with that, APAC Open 1 is done and dusted. We still got plenty of Rocket League to be played before we send a squad off to Birmingham, but we're going to be doing more of these TLDWs like this one right here, all split long. Not just for APAC, but for many of our other regions, as much as my schedule will allow. So if you enjoyed the vibes and you want to make sure you're up to date with RLC action each and every week, make sure you smack that subscribe button down below and let me know which region you keep up with the most down in those comments as well. Remember, those comments along with those likes help your boy out as we chase down our first 1,000 subscribers over here on the channel, where we do recaps, pick'ems, power rankings, interviews, you name it. But until we catch y'all back over here for the next one, man, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard, all right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.